What's up, guys? Chris McGraw here, senior producer at Autoblog. This week, I actually went to a different sort of a show. I have the Chicago Auto Show coming up next week. This week in Denver, we hold a biannual show that involves the outdoor retail space. So Denver, Colorado area, big outdoorsy town. The show is called Outdoor Retailer. There's one in the summer and there's one in the winter. This one's called the Snow Show. And last year was my first time ever going to the show. There was actually quite a bit of automotive gear there. So there was like overlanding stuff. I think in the summer, Mercedes may have been there with some of their camper vans. And this year, in the winter, I decided to go check it out. Tons of ski equipment, tons of snowboarding equipment, a lot of mountaineering equipment. Not as much as far as the automotive-related equipment. Yakima was there. They were showing off. They have a new solar-paneled roof rack, so that one, it can charge anything USB while you're on the road. So I checked that out, checked out some of their truck stuff, and Ford was also there with an older Bronco, 1975 Ford Bronco that they borrowed from somebody. Definitely not as big as an auto show as far as automotive gear goes. But the most interesting thing that I went to a few different panel discussions. And the one specifically that had to do most with automotive was held by the North Face, and it was talking about all about carbon emissions. So it was the North Face and an organization out here called Protect Our Winters that snowboarder Jeremy Jones founded. And so what they were talking about is how a lot of these North Face athletes want to be environmentally conscious, environmentally friendly, but they go on a lot of expeditions, and flying is horrible as far as carbon emissions go. Driving a long ways is horrible as well. And it kind of got me thinking. Right now, I am in the market for a new vehicle, and the ones that I have been looking at, none of them are Toyota Priuses. They're all big SUVs that get awful gas mileage. And I was having a hard time. I would like my vehicles to be as environmentally friendly as possible, but at the same time, you can't really overland too easily in small vehicles as a family. So I was very interested to hear their take on it. And actually, Protect Our Winters and North Face teamed up to create a carbon emissions and offset calculator. And so I just want to run you through the calculator. It's online, so let's open this up. So I'm at protectourwinters.org/cost-of-carbon. But if you just Google POW, cost of carbon, it'll come up. Actually, I'll just do that right now. And so let's try spelling it right. And Protect Our Winters. Yeah, there we go. So it's the first non-ad link. So it brings you to this cost of carbon, and it lets you find your footprint. I've already done one. So I'm flying to Detroit on Sunday. I'm going to be reviewing two of our long-term vehicles. So I'm got a flight to Detroit, and then we're driving from Detroit to the Chicago Auto Show. I am along with associate producer Alex Malberg. And so I put in my footprint here. So I got a commercial air flight, economy class, Denver, Colorado to Detroit, Michigan. It's a one-way ticket. And then I have a commercial air flight home, economy class, one-way Chicago to Denver. And so right now, you see it shows 379 pounds of carbon. And then I have a passenger car driven from, let's see here, let's say it's from Royal Oak, Michigan, actually. So do Royal Oak, Michigan to Chicago, Illinois. And this is just estimating to the best of its abilities. Why didn't this one go through? Economy class, one way, Denver, Colorado to Detroit, Michigan. Let me type this one in again. So Detroit, Michigan. There we go. Popped up. 379 pounds, 294 pounds. And then lodging. So I'm going to be staying in a hotel Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. So 4 nights in a hotel, 1 room, 4 nights. So for that trip, my carbon footprint is 1,104 pounds of carbon, which is just crazy. That's a lot. And so I just click here, offset now. And what it does when you click offset now, you can offset your trip. So what that means is it'll allow you to pay money to different partners that they have on their website, environmental partners, and allows you to contribute to one of them, and it will offset the carbon that you're emitting into the air from this trip. Now, they were specific on saying that they embrace imperfect advocacy. And so what that is, like it would be easier for me if I was really a true diehard environmentalist and I didn't want to, put my carbon in the air at all. It'd be easier for me to just stay at home, not live in a house, live with as small of a footprint as possible. That being said, imperfect advocacy, they mean that they don't think that you should stop going out into the outdoors, because I love the environment because I go out and hike in the mountains, drive in the mountains, camp in the mountains. And so this is just a way where you can have that carbon footprint, but you're doing something in order to offset it. So there's a few different options here. There is one in Michigan, which is close to where I'll be traveling to. There are a few Illinois, Florida, Wisconsin. There's one actually in the Netherlands, bunch in California, and one in Washington. So you can choose whichever one you want. So let's just say I wanted to improve the forest management in Winston Creek Forestry Project. So I can click that, and it will bring up how much that offset costs me. And so that offset is $7.77, which is not a ton of money. So I can click purchase that offset, and then I will put my information in here. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want y'all to see my credit card info. But so $7.77. You can round up to $8 and donate the rest to protect our winters. So it's only $8. We're talking about, that's 2 of my morning coffees, maybe 3. I'm a black coffee only guy, so they're fairly cheap. And it'll offset that big of a trip. Obviously, the more flights you do, the flights are the biggest thing here, so 380 pounds each for the flights. And then the driving is quite a bit too, and that's 294 pounds. And you can change the automobile. I'll be driving in a sedan. You can change it to truck or, depending on what kind of automobile you'll be driving. And then the lodging itself is roughly 13 pounds a day. So I just thought that was a really cool tool for those of you who are, conscious about the environment and your carbon footprint, like I am, and still like to get out and overland or camp out of your car and still like to do stuff with your car. I know that for me, that was a big hurdle that I was struggling to get over, is how do I consider myself to be an environmentally friendly guy, yet I drive this V8 behemoth. I couldn't quite get there. But since I only go camping out of whatever will be my future, SUV a handful of times a year, mostly driving around a 4-cylinder car or my bike. I don't have a car right now. I get around, when my wife is at work and has the car with her, I either walk or I ride my bike. So right now I'm doing pretty good as far as carbon footprints, just because I don't drive many places. But once I get a vehicle, this will be a good way to offset that carbon footprint. And so I encourage you to check it out. It's really not a ton of money, and it'll help the environment. Just a little something that I thought was really cool coming out of the Outdoor Retailer Show, and I hope you guys do too. Thanks for watching.